Heritage Studies today. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know if you did reading first or Heritage Studies first, but I hated not to do a live Zoom with you this morning. I like being able to do live Zoom, but I just needed to spend this time with my grandbabies if that was okay. But I wanted to have your lessons done for you too, so you wouldn't be too far behind. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and study. This is the last section of Chapter 10. You should have already read it. It was about Roosevelt's second term. So if you would, I'd like for you to take out your both of your books and turn in your reader book to 254. That's where you started reading yesterday. And your work text, page 114. Okay? So you can pause it until you get there if you need to. Okay, so you should be in your book on page 254 about Roosevelt's second term. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about this. Now remember, I want you to answer out loud so that your Nana knows that you're paying attention, okay? All right. Do you remember some of the challenges that Roosevelt faced in being elected for that second term? Do you remember some of those challenges? Some of those programs in the New Deal, remember that they weren't working, they were unconstitutional. So he had to stop those. The Depression was still going on. And remember what he did to make sure he got reelected? Remember, he attacked the big businesses. He just plain right out attacked them, basically said, hey, you got to give money to the poor. It's kind of what he did in a way. So what was his biggest fear? He didn't want anybody to take away the New Deal because he thought it was the bomb diggity, is what he thought. So his main goal during his second term in office was to make sure the New Deal stayed in place. Now, how did he think the New Deal would help people? He thought it would help even the poor people feel secure, because remember, the rich people had money that made them feel secure. And you and I know that it's not money that makes you secure, right? It's the Lord. That's right. All right, so there were some people, though, that were opposed to Roosevelt's plan. That means they didn't like it. How come? They felt like he was trying to take too much power. Yeah, and they didn't like that. Did you see that political cartoon on page 255 in your book? On that political cartoon, this man, looks like Roosevelt, he's handing someone this page that says, this act shall take effect on the 30th day after the date of its enactment. So remember, he was afraid that like another president might take away the New Deal, or somebody in the Supreme Court would take away the New Deal. So he worked hard to appoint judges to the Supreme Court that would support the New Deal. And later on, he felt pretty good about it, because one of the judges that didn't like it turned around and said, okay, yeah, we'll take it, whatever. Look at page 256 in your book. What happened to the stock market in 1937? It fell again. Why did the explanation that depressions were simply a part of life not help Roosevelt? He claimed that the government could solve the problem of depressions. He thought the government could solve everything. We know now that's not true. That's exactly right. What view did conservatives? Now, you and I, we are conservatives. That means that we believe in those old traditional values. We love life. We support life. We support the government helping only in laws and but not giving people money. So that makes you and I a conservative. So what view did conservatives agree caused this new depression? The New Deal. They thought it was the New Deal. That's right. How did Roosevelt respond to this new depression? He spent more money. How did spending more money affect the economy? It didn't kickstart it, did it? It did not kickstart it. What happened in 1938 that made sure Roosevelt did not get any more New Deal laws passed? What happened? The conservatives and the Republicans joined together and they got the Democrats out of office. And so they came in and they were like, no, 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 no. You're not going to do that anymore. Look at page 257 up at the top. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the first lady. She was married to Roosevelt when he was in office. She was from New York. She was a different kind of first lady. She was involved in politics. She aided her husband's political career during his illness from polio. And after her husband's death, she continued to serve as delegate to the United Nations. So she didn't stop when he was not president anymore. She just continued to go. All right, so we got to the end of our chapter. So let's take our work text out. It's work text page 114. Now, you are not going to have any assignment in heritage studies today. All right, so let's look at page 114. You should be there. Okay, now this is cause and effect. Okay, up at the very top, there are 10 causes. And in the orange box, there are 10 effects. Remember, cause and effect. This happened because this happened. Now, up at the top, number 1, because of their money. Now, look down here in the orange box and see what might go with that. Did you read D? Rich people lived secure lives because of their money. That goes together. So you'll put a D up there at number 1. Okay, number 2. Because the replacement justices supported the New Deal, did you get B? Remember those justices, that's the Supreme Court justices, and because they supported the New Deal, Roosevelt didn't need to worry about the Supreme Court deciding it to be unconstitutional. So that would be B. He got those justices in there that would agree with him. Look at number 3. Because they wanted to make sure that Roosevelt did not get any more New Deal laws passed, did you read E? Conservative Democrats and conservative Republicans made sure none passed. So the Republicans stepped in there and said, oh, no, you don't. You're not passing any more of that. Number 4, because he wanted their votes, did you get C? Roosevelt appointed work projects and gave out money to his supporters. We read that yesterday. Remember, he said, ooh, I know how to get reelected. I'll appoint all of these projects and give them money. So that's how he made sure he got reelected. Number 5, because the government took responsibility for people's well-being, A, Roosevelt's Social Security Act became popular because remember, it was the government's way of saying, oh, we'll take care of you. You don't have to work. You don't have to look for a job. You don't have to worry about anything. We'll take care of you. The government will take care of you. That's not a good thing. Number 6, so number 5 is A. Number 6, because it would help during and after the Great Depression, did you find the answer? It would be F. Roosevelt believed the New Deal should always exist because he thought it would be good during the Depression and after the Depression. Number 7, Because the justices would support the New Deal and not declare it unconstitutional, read the last one. He asked to support more judges, didn't he? Yeah, because he thought that if he could get more judges that would agree with him in the Supreme Court, then that would be good for him. So number 7 is J. Number 8, because it seemed like he was trying to grab too much power, did you get H? Nobody liked Roosevelt's plan to appoint more justices to the Supreme Court. He was trying to he was trying to just be a power-hungry man, wasn't he? So number 8 is H. Number 9, because the Supreme Court said that they were unconstitutional, he had to shut down some of those New Deal programs, didn't he? Because they weren't good. They were unconstitutional. Remember the one, the NRA, the one that tried to tell the big businesses how to run their business? No, you don't. And the hardest one of all, number 10, because it would bring more voters to his party. G. Roosevelt worked to bring Republicans to his side. That's right. All right. So I'm going to read the answers from the top just in case you didn't get them all there, okay? Number 1 should have been D. Number 2 would have been B. Number 3, E. Number 4, C. Number 5, A. Number 6, F. Number 7, J. Number 8, H. Number 9, I. And number 10, G. Okay? Good deal. All right, that concludes all of our heritage days. We'll have to work on our chapter review next week. All right, I hope you have a super duper weekend, and I hope to be able to see you Monday on Zoom. Okay?